Hello, YouTube. Hi, guys. We're here with another video, and we decided to do a live video today. We decided to switch it up a little bit due to technical difficulties, but we made it and we overcame it, and we are grateful to be here. And today's actually like vlog or YouTube live is just a little chit chat. So, how your day been?
My day was great.
Your day was great. My
Yeah.
day was great too.
Great day.
Great day.
Got a lot of things accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
Got some rest. Got some questions answered.
Mm-hmm.
Had a wonderful worship time with the Father.
Mm-hmm.
Wanted to live there, but duty requires me to do some other things. So
Absolutely. Y'all, this is what YouTube life look like. Okay. So we just had a little light fall down. A ring light, actually. These things are so useful in live recordings. And sometimes they come tumbling down. And that's okay. Okay.
Okay. So do we have light now? Oh, let there be light. Let there be light. Is this one working?
No.
Thank you. We try. Okay. So, a few minutes ago, I was frustrated. Yep, I was frustrated. But that's life, right? I heard Bishop say that everything, I like Bishop Jakes. Y'all watch him. I like him a lot. But he said that, some things happen and you just have to keep going because it's life. Life don't always flow the way you want it to flow. Sometimes it flows in a way that make you have to revisit and rethink and recalibrate. So I'm in recalibration and a new target in terms of just sharing with the audience. One of the things that our platform addresses the difference between in mindsets in age groups. And not every person in certain age groups think the same. That's the truth. Even though you might be 25 or 35, doesn't mean every 35-year-old thinks the same way or every 25-year-old thinks the same way. And in my case, I know that the way I think is not a whole lot of people think the way I think. And one of the challenges would be to communicate effectively so that no one gets to read your mind. That is a really, that's a make or break in any relationship. When you have to read people's mind and you have to flow and govern yourself regarding what another person may be thinking or not and not expressing, or what you may be thinking and not expressing. I think probably communication is I guess it's the meat and potatoes to every relationship. It's the meat and potatoes to the society in which we live in. Effective communication, being able to express how you really feel and do it in such a way that the other person can understand. Sometimes that's a struggle. Sometimes it's ineffective, but you don't give up. You keep trying. So there's definitely a difference between some communication, because I saw someone else talking about it, the difference between what a person would think at this age as opposed to what they would think at another age. And I have a friend that I think she's getting ready to be 78 or maybe, yeah, pretty close to 80. And a lot of things that she shares with me, I'm like, oh, okay. And I know it's indicative of the year that she was born, what went on in our culture in the time in which she was born. And so what I try to do is just to hear it so that it could bring me in that in that season, in that space and time that I did not live. I listen for to understand. I'm not telling you I agree with everything, or but I understand it once I get to really listen to what the person is saying. And it had a lot to do with the culture in the time in which that she was born and brought up in. And um, it makes an indelible impression on how life is perceived. Um, so because I have a desire to bridge the gap, I just keep plowing at it. I keep plowing at it. I keep plowing at it. Sometimes it's tiring and sometimes it's irritating, but you cannot quit. It has to be for the good of the whole, regardless of what it looks like or how it feels. You have to continue to press so that the goal of communication will be accomplished.
Yeah. And I think that some people have harder times learning than others. And I know personally, for me, I guess in order for me to identify a change need to be to be had, it has to be exasperated so that I can understand it, I guess.
Yeah.
But it can be offensive to me when learning hasn't been there, and the time where learning it comes forth aggressively. It's like, well, how about that piece of this is the way that we do this so that there's an understanding?
Mm-hmm.
Because at this point in my life, I desire understanding, I desire comprehension, I desire to grow and learn how to effectively communicate. And so I think that there's a definitely a space of patience, definitely a space of unity, definitely a space of love. Because, and I know anybody who, say for instance, you have this mechanic and a new person comes to the mechanic shop and they try to fix a car. Now this mechanic has destroyed this car because he doesn't have information that the old mechanic or the well-seasoned mechanic have. He destroyed the car, and so the initial frustration might be, you destroyed this car, now I got to work on this car. But then too, I want to be able to teach you as well. I think it's the space of me understanding that there was things that happened that could have been avoided, and then to that place of like, okay, getting my emotions out of this and let me hear what has to be said, specifically as it relates to this technology and getting it up today. It was a challenge. With YouTube have made a lot of different things, or changed a lot of different things,
Mm-hmm.
and it has really played a part in us uploading videos
Mm-hmm.
um
Effectively.
effectively.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I would have videos recorded on my phone or her phone or whatever have you, and try to upload it that way. And sometimes they wouldn't get uploaded, sometimes there'd be interruptions. I mean, there were so many mishaps. So we were like, for the most effective way of recording, how about we just go live? And in the process of trying to go live, we tried to do it on her laptop. I didn't know the passcode. I didn't know the email. Like, it was things that I couldn't recollect at the time. And then two, on my phone, we tried to record live, and we couldn't do that there because YouTube have other updates that they have to take into account for.
Regulations.
Yeah. And then so the only result was result, what is it, result
Yes, you
there
to
was
result.
the way to resolve what the problem was to definitely go live on my laptop. Which my laptop, I know y'all, it sounds crazy, but this just goes to show you the level of, I don't want to say warfare because I don't want to over spiritualize everything, but yeah, warfare, that's what it is. It shows you the level of warfare that sometimes you have to endure in order to get to the resolve.
Right.
But anyways, my laptop has a line on it. And so I'm like, okay, one person is seen, but the other person isn't. So let me connect the laptop to the TV. But in doing all this, and that's another thing, I have to learn how to communicate in my work mode. My work mode was only like, okay, this is a problem. Let me get the solution. It was just like, da, 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 da. And so that can sometimes breed a frustration. But in relationship, in order to successfully move forward, that space had to be communicated, and she communicated what she felt about it, and I seen the effect that it had on her. And that's another space in communicating. You have to know the other person intent. The other person intent is not to consciously not include you. It's just more so that's what they're giving at that time. But that's not important, because what's important is everybody feel loved, everybody feel included. So that's a space of, okay, now I have to put that in the back of my mind next time I'm working through a thing, to like try, y'all.
Yeah, because the same thing she's asking for, if you stop and think about it, love and patience is the same thing that's not being given. Because you wanting to somebody to communicate in such a way that it finds pleasantry and is loving and accepted, but is the exclusion that causes it to come forth. And honestly, what I'm grateful for is I'm not gonna stay there. Got that? I'm gonna move around. I'm gonna move around because the goal is bigger than the moment in time. It's bigger, and so and part of being mature is that you have to say, well, look, yeah, I'm feeling frustrated right now. Yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now. But watch me move because I'm not gonna
Amen.
stay there.
Amen. Similarly, because the goal is for us to work together. I mean, if she ain't going nowhere, I know sometimes she be getting annoyed by my actions and my
But I
young
love
person
her.
way of thinking. But
But I love
we
her.
this is what it's all about. This is what it is all about. I mean, and that's on any level. If you desire to have a relationship, sometimes you have to look beyond whether you think that you were right or you were wrong. And yes, we did definitely speak our perspectives, but at the end of the day, okay, what can we do in order to move forward and to make each person feel loved and secure going forward? And that's that. I know for me, there has been growth